Hello, good evening, and welcome to the full-time Reds Liverpool 3, Newcastle 1 at Anfield tonight in the Premier League. And wasn't the best of games. James Smith, though, lovely memory from James Smith, and I'm really happy that he's remembered this because I don't get enough credit at times. And I don't get lashed out with enough either when I get things wrong. But he says, well done, Gav. 3-1 correct prediction. I was right, and I'm happy to take that one this evening. I am happy to take that one this evening. Listen, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, do so. This sort of content and loads more come every day of the week nearly at this stage, and sometimes twice on Sundays. And of course, if you haven't liked yet, hit the like button or do so on the way out. We're getting some interference from phones, but me and Kev have our phones miles away, so this could be just anything could be going wrong. But hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you listen to the audio download, hit the review button, give us a 5-star review, and that's how we go. But Liverpool 3, Newcastle 1. Chelsea drew with Everton at Stamford Bridge earlier in one of the most one-sided games I've ever seen. I was keeping an eye on it as it was going on, and Chelsea just rattling off shots all over the place and ended up getting only a point. Kev, before we get into the game itself, and the big news that came out was that Virgil van Dijk, Curtis Jones, and
Fabinho
had suspicious, I think, kind of PCR tests or COVID results or whatever it was, and they were left out of the squad. So the lineup that we seen tonight, for people that may have just come in and haven't seen the game, so you had got Alisson in goal, you had Trent, Konate, Matip, Robertson, you had Henderson, Thiago, Ox, and you had Salah, Mane, Jota. How concerned are you by this news earlier? Because they're still waiting to hear back. The rest of the squad tested negative, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not really concerned because it's just going to be one of those things that goes around the houses now. This new variant seems to be so transmissible that any slight contacts can pick it up. The fact that the club tests morning when they arrive into the ground with the lateral flow tests, and when they leave with the same tests, you hope that it picks it up early, and then they're sent off for the PCR tests, for the more detailed test to confirm whether the lateral flow test is positive is correct. But look, I like the fact that the club came out and had no issue with naming the players, and they told the fans. I didn't appreciate the leaks. I gotta be honest. The leaks were all over Twitter all day long.
About Virgil, anyway, yeah.
About Virgil and the leaked lineup. I don't like that is getting out of the club. But look, the fact that the club have no issue in telling the players the COVID status, or telling us the COVID status of everyone at the club, and the fact that isn't contradicted by anybody, and they have no problem telling, look, XYZ player is missing because they failed the COVID test or they tested positive, fine. No issue with, I'd rather know than have guesswork and what ifs and people left to their own devices, because that never ends in a good way. The fact that the club are being straight up and honest about it, as in they would with any player who's out injured, they won't tell you the injury, but they'll tell you that the player is out.
Yeah,
and they're not really good on giving timelines, but they're pretty good at saying, look, this player is not available, and that's it. And they did the same tonight. They said, look, these three aren't available because of the positive tests. We move on. No agendas, no hiding anything, no mystery. It's just a part of life, especially in the UK at the minute, and you just get on with it. That's what we have to do. We have to get on with it. If we can field a good enough side, if we can field a side from the squad that we have, then we field a side from the squad that we have, and we play the games.
Yeah, and I've been banging on about this, haven't I? Over the last couple of shows, probably annoying people over, and kind of people are probably watching going, "Would he ever shut the fuck up about this fucking stuff?" But that's all you want. You don't want, to be honest with you, you don't want...
It's the ambiguity that pisses me off.
You don't want massive amounts of information, but that little bit of information, not even the names. You know the names because we're playing. Right?
Exactly, yeah.
But if Liverpool just come out and say, listen, we have 4 first-team members, like I said, that have been in the squad, match day squad in the last 2 weeks out at the moment, and we've brought it to the Premier League. The Premier League said, no, you still have enough, and we're testing, and it's good to go. We're going to continue on like that. It's absolutely fine. There's no issue there. But look, the lineup is what it is. Kanate coming in for Van Dijk makes sense. Henderson dropping into the 6, fair enough. And Ox on the form he's been on, getting in beside Thiago made sense. You know, the sort of way. It's not a great start, though.
Oh no, I thought we had a good start. Apart from
we had a decent start, but like they go 1-0 up after 7 minutes.
Yeah,
and Thiago is just. I said it last night, Kev. Application and intensity. If you keep that, you win it. Yeah, and I just thought it was lazy from us on that goal. Brilliant finish. Don't get me wrong, by Jonjo Shelvey cuts across or whips it lovely into the bottom corner. Alisson hasn't got a hope. But that's what I was talking about last night. You know, be on it, be aggressive, don't be lazy. That was lazy from Thiago to give it to Shelvey on the edge of the box, but it's a great finish in fairness.
It was a good finish, but you're bang on. It was the nonchalance of almost a no-look pass into a space, into a bad space. And he was more sloppy in that first half an hour than I've seen him in a long, long time, because he'll take risks with his passes, and you don't mind the risks because over 90 minutes they pay off. And he dusts them off really quick because he made 2 really sloppy passes in that first half.
Mm-hmm.
And then he played an absolute beauty of a pass into, I think it was into Jota's feet on the edge of the box, out of nothing that nobody ever saw. And it was almost as if he didn't give a shit about the 2 bad passes. So I suppose it's one of those things with you take the rough with the smooth, but you'd really want to iron out these kind of mistakes, because ultimately it's almost like the thing with Joel Matip's runs. I love seeing him do it, but one day it is going to cost us a goal and it is going to cost us 3 points. And you have to almost accept that is going to happen at some point for the other side of his game. You know, because more often than not, he will get the passes right more than wrong.
Well, Kevin Ball says there his passing was very off, improved as the game went on.
Yeah,
I think the one I think you were talking about, the sloppy one, was where he tries to play it across the pitch and it's intercepted. Maximum gets on and gets a shot away.
Yeah,
and you can see him. He has when Alisson saves and it gets cleared, he has his hands on his head and he puts his hand up to say sorry. You know, and I was starting to wonder, is that something Newcastle worked on, because it's a very popular ball Thiago plays, where he's in that kind of inside left position and he turns out and he hits one that, you know, to get Trent going. And if he doesn't, most times the opposition aren't far enough up the pitch to intercept.
Yeah.
But they were this time, and they got an interception on it. You know, the sort of way.
Yeah. But almost the case as well with Matip. If Matip is 5 yards deeper there, the ball goes to Matip and then out to Trent, because he underhit that by a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it was almost a case of, I don't know if I should be playing it to Matip or high to Trent, and he was in no man's land. It was an either or ball that turned out into be a nothing ball, and luckily enough, Sam Maximin fluffed it.
Let me see. Dylan O'Rourke in the chat thinks he's blocked. Because
But you did this time, Dylan.
No, he didn't. What happened was he typed in JCTFBIBEHOBGCD and then said, sorry, that was my semi. Trent gave me after hitting the phone. And then he said, that's me blocked anyways. You'll have to do a lot more than that to get blocked.
You really got to go some now. Red Steve is on the case.
Well, it's just Steve now. I haven't seen him this evening yet.
I forgot that.
I don't know if just Steve is in. I'm scrolling up and down there, as you can see on the screen, to try find just Steve, but he's not there at the moment. He must have put in for a day off or something and didn't tell anyone.
But
look, we got 1-0 down. Were you panicked at all?
No, and I wasn't panicked because of the start. The first 7 minutes, I thought we were really, really good. We pinned them back. Jamal Lewis, you hate to see someone getting injured, but it probably helped Newcastle, the fact that he got injured, because Salah was having him on toast. And the poor kid didn't know what to do. He didn't know how to stick or twist. And when he went off, they stiffened up a little bit. But even after they scored, I just thought, that's just a freak. That's just an absolute fluke. And you're not going to get another one like that. No, I was never worried that we wouldn't get back into it. It was just going to be a case of how and when. And And then
come on.
No, I was just saying when it came, it was no surprise. It was just I thought they were set up in such a weird way because I thought they were going to set up with Joe Linton up front and say Maximin behind in a free roll, but they
No,
flipped
I think what they were looking to do was they were looking to get with Joe Linton that bit deeper, maybe getting the ball into him and hoping he'd hold it, and maybe set it off to a likes of a Shelvey that could get Maximum away then, because like Newcastle looking at that going Van Dijk's not playing is a huge lift to them because I think they don't attack much tonight, but I think they attack even less if Van Dijk plays because they get a lift and go, we might put Maximum now onto Kanate and see what he's made of, or if he gets any change out of Matip, will Kanate cover as well as Van Dijk would and stuff like that. But I could see what they were trying to do, but they don't have enough. I think if Liverpool had have stepped on the pedal and went a gear or two more, it could have been 5 or 6. Hey Gav, says Scouser P, can you give a shout out to my good friend Red Derrick? Yeah, hi Red Derrick. Don't know who you are, but hello. He's my football wife. Talks so much sense. Agent Rafa is working his magic. Hello, Red Derrick. I don't know if Red Derrick's in here, but your good friend Scouser Pete says hello. Does that work for you? Is that enough? I don't know. Don't do that an awful lot. But I wasn't worried over it because I knew he had enough quality. It was one of those where they break. Thiago's a bit lazy, and it's a worldie of a finish, And
it was a very good finish.
Yeah, how many times is he going to break like that? How many times is he going to get a chance like that? And how many times is he actually going to finish it like that? So it's just one of those, isn't it? But you know what? I honestly don't think Liverpool come out of second gear tonight, Kev. I really don't. There was a bit of controversy over the equaliser. Corner in, headed away by Newcastle. Liverpool recycle it, get it to the back post, chipped in. Jota header comes back and he buries it.
He buries it, yeah.
Newcastle claiming that there was a head injury and stuff like that, but when you actually watch it back, there's no clash of heads.
No.
They clash with each other. Kanate's kind of a sandwich in there somewhere, but the fourth fella goes down, who probably has the right to say I'm injured.
Was that Lascelles? Was it?
I think it was Lascelles and was it Hayden? And the ball goes and it hits the ground. The first guy hits the ground and he looks like he's injured. Second guy kind of falls over him then. He stays down. The first guy gets back up. Yeah. I think it was Lascelles. Maybe was it number 5 in my head and I thought Lascelles was 6. But anyway, ball gets chipped to the back post. Jota scores on the rebound. And Newcastle are giving out and I was kind of going, like, what are you giving out about? Like, where's the like? Even I'm not a big fan of McManaman, but McManaman on the commentary says, when do you want him to put the ball out? It's literally, by the time he heads that and the ball's in the net, it's about 4 seconds. Yeah. So who's going to react to that? Only the referee is going to stop it. And if the referee is looking in there, he's going to go, just a collision, they're on the ground. Like, it wasn't a massive head injury, but it was good to get one back, wasn't it? Like, it's 13 minutes later or something. But it's good to get it back there. It doesn't go into 35, 40 minutes of the game.
Exactly. The longer it would have gone if the 1-0, they had something to defend, it would have got more difficult. It doesn't matter who you're playing. If you've got a 1-0 lead and you're sitting in, the longer it goes, the more you'll fight for it. There's those clash of heads in the 6-yard box. It's one of those 9 times out of 10, the referee will just give it almost as if it's an instinct. But I think ever since the one at United, they've let a few go. And they've done it right because there was nothing in it. It was a meat and a sandwich of 2 players from the same side clashing. And yourself when you see a clash of heads, you know it because you'll recoil in your seat.
Yeah. Oh, that looks like a hurt. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna leave a mark, like, And it wasn't one of those. It was credit where it's due to the ref because it's it would have been very easy for him to give it. And there wouldn't have been an argument if he gave it.
But the thing is, I don't even know if he sees it.
I think he does. I think he does.
What I'm saying is,
I don't think he sees the non-contact.
Yeah,
I just think
if he sees it, I think if he has maybe he does actually. And now you're right. You're probably right because maybe he gets a really good view of it, and they're on the ground, and he's going, What are you fucking on the ground for? Whereas if he gets
a half glance at it,
a glance or two players, and he sees two players at the deck and one's holding the head, he probably blows.
Yeah,
you're probably
you see,
right.
like the
You're
John
probably
Moss
right,
one
actually,
where he's guessing it with the Moutinho handball.
Yeah.
Where he's guessing.
Red Soy says goal 100% legit. Play to the whistle. Tom
yeah,
Boland.
I mean, look, we've all watched enough football over the years whether you're in a ground or you're at home, you know that more often than not, that's given.
Yeah.
You know, that's blown up straight away. But I think this season, for whatever reason, they are letting that go more, and good. Because, I mean, in fairness, Jota should have buried the header. The fact
it was
that
a decent save, though. He kind of claws it back.
Did well tonight.
Yeah, he kind of claws it back, in fairness. It's not like it's not like it's close from where he palms out. If you actually watch it, I think it's from like the opposite side of the goal. You know, you're looking in at it, and when he heads it, he gets up and he heads it as best he can. But the Bravka actually gets it. It's kind of a clawing movement back to get it back. It's nearly past him, but he finishes it in the end. Like Tom Boland says, 2 Newcastle players collide, and suddenly it's Liverpool's problem. And it's not even. Don't get me wrong. The two of them smacked each other's head. You kind of go, yeah, blow the whistle. You know what I mean? But when it's not blown and it goes in, then it's all down to VAR anyway. Because VAR check every goal. So, they're all having a go at the referee, and the referee's probably going, I didn't see anything in that. No, I don't think it's a head collision at all. And VAR are looking at it because they check every goal, and they've come back and said, oh, there's no issue. Because there's no head, it's only a fella getting...
There's no clash of heads.
It's a fella getting a brush of a kind of a shoulder or a side in the head. But this is what footballers are nowadays. You know what I mean?
It was during the game, I was talking to Chris, and Chris spotted something. He said he actually looked up. When he hit the ground, he peeped up and then stayed down.
Yeah. And the first guy goes down. And I'm trying to look it back now. The first guy goes down and looks like he's going to stay down and then jumps up. And I couldn't believe the second guy staying down because I was like, what is wrong with him?
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? And I originally thought that the second guy...
the first guy landed on the second guy and he'd done his back or something.
Yeah, I actually thought the second guy tripped over the first guy, and that's what he was just, I tripped over and I fell. But I'm sorry, but if you're in a fucking relegation dogfight and that's what's putting you on the ground in your own box and putting you in doubt, that's probably why you're there. Get up and fucking defend and get it out and then go down. You know what I mean? Or exactly, the chances are, if you have the attitude to get up and defend, there won't be an issue. You just, I got a bang and I'm up. You know what I mean?
At the time, they'd already started the time wasted. You know, Dubravka was taking his time over the free kicks, over the goal kicks and what have you, and the crowd were getting... It was good to see, actually, the crowd were getting onto the ref really early. Yeah. And you need to see that more because...
well, that's a follow-on from the Villa game.
Yeah, and I think refs eventually will bite and book a keeper early. And hopefully they do, because it's one of those that it can bite you the other way. You know, if you're 1-0 up, you're trying to kill the game off and what have you, and then suddenly you concede. Yeah. Now you need time, you need the clock to slow down a bit. Yeah. I've never got it. I never understood why sides do that, but I hope refs clamp down on that when the games... Look, on a side note, the Premier League isn't going to get cancelled. We might not like what we're about to see, but the actual football is going to carry on. There's just way too much at stake.
Centurion says we can analyse all... This is a great point. We can analyse all we want. The defender was just trying to win a cheap foul. I think
he was, of course. He was, of course.
We've won a header. It's gone out wide. I've got a little bang on going down. You know what I mean? And before anyone comes on and says, well, you know, if that's a head injury, it wasn't. Because you see from the footage, it wasn't. You know, the sort of way. But we dominated from there. You know, we dominated and, you know, we get the second goal very quickly, 4 minutes later. It's a mistake by Shelvey. Mane's really good to get on it. Yeah. Do you know what? I've seen it in real time and I've seen a replay and I'm kind of going...
That's a pen.
I don't know.
Real time, I thought it was a pen.
Replay, I wasn't sure.
Replay, I wasn't sure if it was inside or outside.
Yeah.
But I thought I wasn't sure if it was a foul.
Because like, in real time, I'm like, he's gone. But it falls to Salah. And Salah just buries it, so we're not even thinking about it.
It saves the decision to be made.
When they show from the camera from the cop end, right? They show from behind the cop as you're looking down on it, and I'm kind of going, does he get a touch on that? Because if Salah isn't there to put it in, I don't know if there's a decision to be made, but Salah, I think, equals a record tonight of goal involvements.
I think he
Jamie
equaled
Vardy.
Jamie Vardy's record of goal involvements
Did
in
he equal it or
consecutive
be?
games. I think he equaled it tonight.
Yeah, I thought it was equalled. Yeah, I thought it was equalled.
There was a records that were going on tonight.
Yeah, it's
The 2,000 games.
yeah, someone had that up earlier. 2,000.
Yeah, there was the Klopp to 150 wins, 12 games faster than Kenny. Salah is, I think, one goal short of Roger Hunt's record before Christmas for goals.
Yeah.
Um,
Is that in all competitions?
in all competitions pre-Christmas.
So he's 2 games to do it.
He's two. Ooh.
Yeah.
He has.
Spurs and Leicester.
Well, he won't be involved in the Leicester game.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's got the Spurs game to equal that and better it.
Yeah.
I fancy him to do that.
The record with Salah is equal tonight, so he needs a goal involvement against Spurs to break it.
Yeah.
Eddie, I presume, Bejan says, and I'm hoping I'm saying that name right, Bejan. But he says, Eddie, I presume, said his player was dazed after the game. Give me a fucking break with it.
If he was dazed, Eddie was entitled to a conscious substitution for free and he never used it.
Yeah.
So Eddie can go and suck my chops.
Yeah, it does me head in. He's Eddie Howe. Really does. I don't know why, but he just does.
Yeah.
But and he's probably a nice fella. He probably hasn't done anything overly annoying. He just, I don't know.
He's just got one of those voices for me.
He's just got one of them heads. And I probably have one of them heads as well. But listen, if Eddie wants to come on and say the same back to me, I'm absolutely fine with that. Once he brings a few cans, I'm good. Look, 99 likes. Someone's going to hit the 100 one now, aren't they? They absolutely are going to, and someone will be really, really happy. Reclaimer will be, because he seems to be on a mission with regards to likes and subscribes on this channel. He wants us all to subscribe so we get to 12,000. Geez, you know more than me. The last time I checked was about 11,700.
Whoa, Jonathan Davis, that's a great stat. 32 games in a row with a goal.
Liverpool?
Yeah.
42 games in a row with a goal. Oh, and yeah, because the other record was 2 or more, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2 or more for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I cannot remember the last time that we fired a blank. Genuinely,
okay, without looking up, let's see between the two.
It was obviously 32 games ago, but
the last time
must have been last
scored
season.
A goal in all competitions.
Has to be last season.
It would be last season. So how many games we played? We've played 17, 18, 2 League Cup games, haven't we played?
3rd round, 4th round, yeah.
We were away to Norwich, we were away to Preston. We played any other league games? No. I don't think so. So that's 19. So we've played 20 and 6 Champions League games.
6 Champions League games.
So that's 25. So it's 9 games. Am I right? What'd you say?
32.
32. So 6 games before the end of last season. Jesus.
Well, Kevin Ball and...
No, Real Madrid at home.
And Chris Brack. Madrid at home in April last season.
Real Madrid at home in the Champions League. What's it? Fulham?
Fulham won the loss at home.
Yeah, could have been Fulham.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a long time
ago.
Real Madrid. Real Madrid says Jonathan Davis, and he's the man that brought us the stats, so we're going to go with that.
Do people realise how spoiled we really are? Yeah. I mean, honestly, we really are.
April. Look, Amit Kavanagh says he thinks it was April.
Andy Young goes on about how good we are and what have you.
Yeah,
he's so right. Do you know?
Oh, you're watching. Like,
this is as good as it gets. Like,
it is
in watching football when you have a vested interest.
It is. I talk to Liverpool fans. I'm 40, so I'm watching Liverpool since '86, and I usually if I'm talking about this, I usually talk to people that are probably about 15 years older than me. So it brings them back to the early 70s. And there's been brilliant Liverpool sides that have been outrageous, conceding 14 or 15 league goals at home. In a whole fucking season. And that was a 42-game season. And European Cups, leagues, and being absolutely dominant.
European Cups back then were straight knockout as well.
Yeah,
so.
but when I talk to a lot of people, they go, "Listen, this is as good as it's ever been, with regards to the side we have." It's just, I don't think, I don't know if it's you're not allowed celebrate it as much. There seems to be more resistance about, enjoying it. That's just what for me. I enjoy it all the time. Like I enjoyed when Liverpool were even shite. I enjoyed watching them, just because I like watching Liverpool. There was times break your fucking heart.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I can't remember the last time that someone actually took us to task.
Well,
I mean, City got close this season. Yeah, in patches in that first half where we were, we were taking school a bit in the first half against City.
Yeah, but this is what I said. But this is why I go back, Kev, always to application, because I feel, in my opinion now, and just my opinion, if Liverpool apply themselves as well as they can, there isn't a team on this planet that can out-football Liverpool. I mean that. And I don't care what style it is. You get people going, well, City do this and this and this and this and this, and Barca of 2 or 3 years ago would have done this, this and this. Barca 2 or 3 years ago were wiped away by us. Chelsea can do this, or whoever, Real Madrid or Bayern or whatever. I genuinely believe if Liverpool go out with the intensity we know they have, right? And people think intensity is a really easy thing. It's not. Watch Manchester United, their intensity is appalling, and that's probably one of their biggest issues when it comes to their side because of a decent squad. But I genuinely believe if we come out with the right attitude, we always have a plan, but the right attitude and implement that and follow it through. There isn't a team out there
conviction.
There isn't a team out there that will out football us, and actually you turn around and you go, they tore us apart.
Yeah, for me, look, it's conviction in the press. And you saw it tonight when the forwards will press, midfield will press, and then you'll see, if they get through that, a third press will come from the fullback on that side. And they'll leave the two centre-backs 2v1 or 2v2. And it's not gung-ho or reckless abandonment, but they'll go with a plan. And when that's right, more often than not, we'll win the ball. But they believe it 100% and they buy it 100%. When there's something wrong or something's missing, they don't, and someone hesitates and sides get out easier. And you can spot it usually very early in games. In the first 10 minutes, you'll see someone not quite on it or not quite believing in what the plan is. But it's something you very rarely, if ever, see this season.
Well, there was a comment there saying the last time, I don't know who said it, but they feel the last time we were taking the task was Barca away in that Champions League semi-final. We should have won that game.
No, far from it. That game was never a 3-0 game.
And you'll see me scrolling up and down, people, and if that's annoying you, let me know if you're watching on screen, but it's me just trying to bring comments back up. But if it's annoying you, I'll stop. How does that sound? Jonjo says, Ian Salmon from the Anfield rap, who saw those great teams from the 70s and 80s, says this is the best. Just hope we get another Premier League or Champions League to solidify it. So do I. I think they should get what they deserve. And for me, they probably deserve one more of each. And Ian Salmon is actually the same guy. He's a lovely fella on the Anfield rap, by the way. He's really interesting to listen to. But what he said is he's also the guy that said that he feels Mo Salah is probably the best player we've ever seen at Liverpool as well. And I'd actually, do you know what? I'd love to go and have a chat with him about it. I might ask him, can we go and have a chat about it? But look, we make it 2-1 and we dominate the rest of the first half. It's not rip-roaring football, Kev. It's not one where you're going, we're banging on the door, but we were playing and we were
playing really well.
The pace of it went up a bit, and we were probably not a final ball away, but do you know when a final ball is poor, you go, you're the final ball away. This was inches. This was really small margins, because you seen one from Thiago. He lofted to Salah, who he tries to jump in the air and take it down.
Yeah, he tries to get it out of the air.
Yeah. And there's a couple of blocks and stuff like that. Kieran B says, I like the Anfield Rap Good channel. It's the best Liverpool channel out there by a fucking country mile for me. For the whole scope of what they do. Redmen are good as well, but Anfield Rap, I think, for me are absolutely unbelievable at what they do. And you felt like, I suppose, probably from 25 to 35, 40, you felt like another one's coming. There was loads of corners and stuff. And then we just kind of went, right, take this at half time. And Newcastle were quite happy, because for you, Kev, they just go into their shell and go, if we can hold out the lady here and then throw fucking Callum Wilson out, we're good.
Yeah. I felt so sorry for Sadio, because I honestly thought his 6 games without a goal now, and I don't know if it's starting to show, but I felt that he he deserved to finish. There was a couple of things in that first half. That there was a volleyed pass into Mo Salah from Ox, and Salah fluffed it on his right foot, and I thought that pass deserved a finish. That was one of the best, most ridiculous passes, inch perfect passes I've seen this season. It would have been the best assist of the season without a shadow of a doubt. Then there was Mo
The outside
crossing.
of the foot one.
Yeah, no. This one was from Ox to Salah.
Oh
The
yeah,
next-
but there was one from Salah.
Yeah,
Ox
the
to
next one
Salah
from
was a
Salah.
brilliant one where he goes through and he should score.
Yeah, that was the one on Salah's right foot.
Yeah.
He should have buried that.
Yeah.
Then there was an outside of the left foot half volley cross from Mo to Sadio.
Yeah, but I think he
was
might
still
have been done
Sadio
offside.
was offside.
Yeah.
He was offside.
Yeah.
But again, it was the audacity to play the ball in the first place. It was just ridiculous. At the end of the first half, I looked at Mo Salah, and they were talking about the record that he's got at the minute, and they were going through what he's done. I just thought, he's an absolutely ridiculous footballer. And if it is one of those, normally we'd say if it wasn't for Mo, this time, if it wasn't for Messi and Ronaldo, for the ridiculous numbers they've put up over the last 12 years, you'd be looking at Mo Salah and you'd be in awe. Unfortunately for Mo, he's just going to be judged on the numbers now that
numbers.
We're able to do on their best day.
And the funny thing is, when you watch Messi, for me in particular, it's not the goals or assists he has; it's the bits of dribbling he does, or the bit of vision, or that makes him all around brilliant. It's not just goals and assists, but they help. They absolutely do.
Oh yeah.
But he is, for me now, becoming the definition of a player that will not be appreciated until he's finished.
Yeah.
I'd be now, don't get me wrong. I'd be gobsmacked at times about how he's not underrated. He's just not spoken about enough. And they're two different things. There's people that I'd say that absolutely rate him right up there, but they don't want to talk about him because they're fucking Arsenal fans or the United fans or whatever, the Everton fans, wherever they might be, or they're fucking Chelsea fans, and he's a Chelsea reject. Give it over. It's ridiculous. The sort of way. But he's just a pleasure to watch. I was actually quite happy he came off. I thought
I thought in the second half performance, it was the right call because he did dip, and he was the one that needed to be changed. Whatever he was doing in the first half that was sublimely brilliant at times, in the second half,
they were travelling up on him, Kev.
Yeah.
They were travelling up on him.
And he couldn't find that cutback pass. Trent had dropped that little bit deeper. He wasn't as advanced. There was times in the first half where Trent was stood smack in the middle of the pitch. And I was thinking, and Matip was left to cover everything. I just thought, all it takes is someone to give the ball away in a stupid place, and you're exposing Matip to St. Max 1v1.
Yeah.
But it was the confidence.
He dealt with him quite well, I thought, Matip, because he did seem to pull on to Matip quite a lot. One of the lads says, "Stop it, Gav. The Trippers is the best one." We're not. We're simply not. And we're playing on a different level to some of the guys, like the Anfield Rap and Redmen. But we're not trying to be the best. We'll never try to be the best. All we're doing here is coming on, giving an opinion, having a laugh, and helping people. And if that's drinking cans is fucking top of the list.
Mate,
you know what I mean?
1 minute. It's getting to that time of year now.
It is. Listen, I bought a tray of Guinness and I think the fucking thing's gone. You know what I mean? I'm going back down to the shop to buy more. I'll have to smuggle them into the house so the wife doesn't see.
I've had a busy week this week, and I was
drinking cans. You don't fuck all else. But
I no. I've been a good boy this week. I've been looking after me, mammy. I've been.
Oh yeah, you were very good. You're a very good son this week. But no, we're not trying to be the best. I mean, never claim to be the best. And we're more than happy with what we have, who we have in this chat, and who we help out. And after that, we're absolutely golden. Trevor Vella says, "Hey Trevor, I haven't heard. I was only thinking about him the other day. Trevor Vella. Don't ask me why. Your name just popped into my head because used to see it on Instagram." When we used to do some Instagram stuff. Met Keith a few months ago at my son's match in Ringsend. Went over and he was watching his nephew's match. Didn't know what to say to him. Starstruck. Me, Keith, on a bridge. So it wasn't you on the bridge. It wasn't you on the bridge. It wasn't you on the bridge. But listen, you want me a nicer fella than Keith. He talked to you all fucking day, you know, the sort of way. If you turn up with any sort of South American paraphernalia on you,
he'll find you.
You're there for the day. You never walk along the 96s, Gav. I hate to tell you, but this channel is the best LFC channel on YouTube. I don't agree. And that's not me putting me or Kev or anybody down. I just think we're not there. We're not there. It's hard to kind of, you know, we just come on and have a good time. You know, we don't look at numbers and this and that. Like we do want you to like so more people to watch. Don't get me wrong. And we do want you to subscribe and share and stuff like that. But genuinely, we do another show now where there's 25 people watching us and we have fucking great laugh. You know, the sort of way.
You guys got to appreciate as well that all of the guys that are doing this stuff, they all have jobs.
Yeah.
You know, we all have
they all have jobs. None of the work now. They all have fucking jobs.
Yeah. But, you know, the guys that are doing Redmen and the Anfield rap and stuff, that is their job. Yeah. And they're very good at doing that. They're brilliant. To be fair, they're probably challenging the main sports broadcasters.
They're better than the main sports broadcasters.
Oh, yeah. But for their ability to go into detail and have the time to go through stuff, you know, to research stuff properly and give everybody accurate information. So, you know, credit where it's due. They are very, very good at what they do.
What other channel gives you advice on being a white pudding toasties? Well, there you go.
There is.
You're not getting that fucking
and if you're looking for black pudding, the best black pudding you'll get is a guy named Jack McCarthy from Kentork. And the guy...
Does he deliver internationally?
He's won awards for the best black pudding.
He must have been watching the show and gave you a golden ring. And so, come here.
This is the kind of guy who charges 80 quid for a Christmas turkey and doesn't think twice about it.
Right.
You know, and he'll get it.
He's a miserable fuck, is what you're saying to me.
Oh yeah, he's a humpy bastard. Like.
I don't know how we've done this. I don't know how we've got here, but we have. By the way, an unnamed viewer of this channel messaged me today and said, "Can you please send me how exactly in intimate detail you make these beans and white pudding sandwiches?"
You're gonna have to do it. Fucking,
I'm not gonna name them. I don't know if they're in the chat, but if they want to come clean themselves, they can. Yeah. So Liverpool, look, we're 2-1 up. We nervy in the second half, Kev, because I thought it was slow. I thought it was pedestrian. I thought it started to look like a bit like a training game, and I thought it suited with Newcastle down to the ground because genuinely they were looking at 80 minutes. Callum Wilson, and let's see what we can do, and then through Willock on as well. Now we score straight after he comes on, but you could see where they were getting to because when they don't go in a half time level, they're literally looking in blocks of 20. 45 to 65, maybe 85, so. and because that's what they do. Do you know, in a sort of way? But were you getting a bit nervy at 2-1 going, we're still dominating this?
Yeah, it was one of those, it had want to hurry up and come, like. Do you know, it's one of those that I think we definitely dipped a bit, and you expect the opposite at halftime. You just, tidy up giving the ball away in stupid areas and keep going. But it just... They were, I don't know, was it more hesitant or they realized the fact of the bigger picture that we can't afford to lose this? I don't know what it was, but up until 70 minutes, it was almost a case of somebody please just go and do something, rather than someone deciding I'm going to go and do something. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
It was... And then when the changes came, I was delighted with the changes. I thought Bobby coming in, Naby came in, and both had an impact in the game. Naby more so. I was really impressed with him.
Yeah, Naby was good. Naby was very good.
But I had no problem with Mo coming off. And I don't care if he's got the hump about coming off or if he looks like he's not happy about coming off or what have you. Look, you can't play every minute of every game.
No,
all the way through the season. You're in December.
We're playing Sunday, Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, Sunday. So we've 3 big games coming up now. We've a big game away at Spurs. We've a League Cup quarter final, which I presume you might want to play in, and then we have Leeds on Boxing Day, and then we have Leicester away 2 days later, and then we've Chelsea on the 2nd. So you have to, no matter how good a player is, or how instrumental he is, or how good a game he's having, or you have to rest him at some stage. You have to, and you have to take into consideration now that 3 players have COVID. Everyone else is tested negative, but that's not to say in the next 3 to 4 days someone mightn't be positive then. And if they're positive, i.e. fucking Sadio Mane, right? Yeah. There's going to be more on Mo Salah's shoulders than usual. Despite him taking an awful lot on, there's more on his shoulders. And that means that, listen, do you remember that 20-minute break you got? It'll help you now, because you're actually going to have to go and do this now 3-4 games on the trot.
And it's no harm. I mean, if you have the squad, use the squad. In fairness, if it wasn't for the COVID cases tonight, and that was our starting lineup that Klopp put out, I'd have been happy. You know, I would have been happy enough if that was the starting 11 without the COVID cases, because bar Divock, I think everyone is fit and available.
Yeah.
So that was a really good starting 11. There was no complaints tonight. You know, and there wouldn't have been any complaints about lineup or anything if things went south or sideways and we didn't get 3 points. But when the changes came, I thought, they'll pick it up again. And Naby did. Naby was very good at getting the ball, taking a touch, and just laying it off really well. I mean, to be fair, I thought Ox did well tonight. I thought he did. He was better in midfield than he is up front. That's just a given. Some of his passes didn't work. Some of it did. But I was happy enough with his performance until he went off. And Naby and Bobby came on. It was nice to see Bobby coming on, and he didn't have to exert himself. He didn't have to go full pelt. But the first thing he did was from a corner that he nearly got a touch on and got a goal. And I thought that might liven him up again. And it did a bit. I never felt threatened. I don't think Alisson in the second half, I can't remember if he made a save. I don't think he did. So for all of the huffing and
puffing, there was one shot by the winger. What's the winger's name? Murphy,
yeah.
Yeah.
But it skirted well wide. I think Alisson was fuming over the wall. Whatever was going on there.
Yeah, there was one from him where that went just wide.
That went close.
Kev, I just have to warn you, we're going to go down a field rabbit hole in about 5 minutes before we leave. Right, just to let you know. I favoured a couple of comments here.
That's all right.
Laszlo says, I'm sorry, but I have to challenge Gav. That sandwich recipe would be far better if he fried the pudding first just to colour the outside.
No, black and white pudding is already cooked.
Yeah.
You don't need to cook it again.
Yeah.
You're just warming it through.
Raw. You're only heating it. That's all you're doing.
I know.
Or burning the outside of it.
I used to work with a guy who used to eat raw black pudding.
Yeah, but you can eat them. That's just,
of course it's already cooked. Like.
Hannah Kingsbury played 25 games this season, 120, drawn 4, lost just 1. Awesome. Yeah, I'm good. Like what more do you fucking want? You know what I mean? You have to. Now the one defeat is West Ham, and I didn't think we turned up that day, but that happens. You know, that sort of way. Just happens.
And it might have been a blessing.
Yeah, what can you do? It is. Sometimes you get a kick. Sometimes you get a kick from the likes of that, Brighton away or Brighton at home. You get these little things, Brentford, and at the end of the day, we're 1 point off the top. We're just about hitting the halfway point, and it was always going to be one of those leagues where no one kind of ran away with it for me.
No.
But lads,
it's all important to take advantage of the gaps when they come.
Yeah, and we took advantage tonight. We took advantage tonight with Chelsea. Yeah. And we have done over the last couple of games with Chelsea. But trust me, like fucking stacks of cans come March if we were in 3 points of this lead or 3 points ahead, because we're all gonna have a fucking great time. Let's get on to Trent, because do you know what I loved about this? He just says, fuck this, I've had enough of this. And he just says, I'm just absolutely hammering this in. And fair play, the ref manages to get out of the way. Shelvey gets a good look at it. The Brav gets a finger to it, but
he gets a hand on it. Fair juice.
Yeah, he's not stopping that.
No.
But what a hit! It just burst into the net, and I'm like, thank fuck for that. 86, 87, 88 minutes worth, 87 I think it was, and you're just like, you know what a fucking strike. And he gets man of the match out, McManaman, and I thought he was a little bit wasteful at times, Trent, tonight. I'm going to be honest. There was one where he sliced it out of play, and Klopp went fucking mental second half. But it was just a nice settler, wasn't it, Kevin? It's a brilliant goal as well.
Goal. It was one of those, was like, when he hit it, it was just a pure hit. It didn't deviate 1 inch. There was no spin on it. It was just a pure hit. And I was sat on the sofa. I was just, wow. I can't believe he just did that. And then when you saw it, when the keeper got as close as he did, I thought, fair dues to Dubravka for just getting a hand on it. But that was just a great hit.
It was a brilliant hit. Like, off the cancelled Christmas P, who I know who that is. Why do you keep changing all his names? Gav, do you remember the Gerrard free kick, same shot, some speed against Newcastle? That was at St. James's Park, given is in goal. And he hammers it, Gerrard, a free kick. Absolutely.
It was almost like a John Arne Risa hit.
Yeah, it was in before
that kind of,
the keeper could even react.
Yeah.
I do remember that. But it's a brilliant goal. It settles the game. And it moves us on. And there was relief in it for me. There
was.
And it's not a relief that, Newcastle
with this
and Newcastle with that. It was just Liverpool were a bit, like, literally cruising.
We weren't quite there in the second half.
No, they were cruising, but not in a good sense of cruising, because sometimes when you're cruising, you're battering teams. You know what I mean? This was a cruising in a case of, we're not really going for this, but we're defending okay sort of thing. And that's where you kind of get worried. But it settles the game. Great to see Firmino come on, Kev. Great to see him come on as well.
Vital.
Yeah.
With everything that's coming up, because we still don't know the story with the African players going to AFCON, whether they might have to go into a isolation period before they go, because look, UK is a hotbed for COVID at the moment. So, and more so than most other European countries. So Cameroon and CAF might turn around and say, look, the players who are coming to the tournament need to go into isolation by X date. So it's a case they might not be available for the Chelsea game. We don't know.
Yeah,
it's possible.
It's all over.
All this stuff is up in the air yet. And I think it's going to be changing, not a case of day by day, but hour by hour. So I just encourage everyone, when you see stuff on social media, take a deep breath, stand back. And when you see someone reputable saying something, then go with it. Until you see someone reputable going with it, take a deep breath and say, right, yeah, okay, we'll just wait and see.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to jump on a bandwagon.
Veranda chases don't let the win overshadow how shite we were. We made Newcastle look like a decent team. I don't know if we made Newcastle look like a decent team, but we gave Newcastle a sniff, and we shouldn't have. I'd agree. I'd go that far and say that. Mike in the World says, I ordered a white pudding yesterday. Because of this channel, and likewise last week I bought a jacket that Shawnee was wearing. We're costing you a fucking fortune. When you say you ordered white pudding, did you just buy it? You haven't cooked it or eaten it yet? Let me know. I've favoured a couple of comments here that I'm going to bring up in a minute after we get on Man of the Match. Because I really want to talk about food now for the last 10 minutes, if that's okay.
No bother.
Sure, what else are we fucking doing?
Exactly.
But look, Liverpool win. They stay within a point of City. They pull three clear of Chelsea, who drew with Everton, as I said. I'm looking at the league. Spurs have only played 14 games. United have played 16. But they won't play at the weekend, won't they? Not Brighton has been
that's been pulled already.
Poor Brighton seem to come up against everyone that has fucking COVID.
Yeah,
haven't they had? They've had Spurs called off because of it. They've had. Is that the third game? I think Brighton would have United. There's somebody else who were called off against as well.
I'm losing track with it. I just look at us and I think we're not losing any games, and that's all I really give a shit about.
Yeah,
it's
because people will think other sides are getting an advantage because of. They don't have to play and they're getting a break and stuff. But wait till you see when January comes, and they're having to fit them in. And I'm trust me, if any of these teams that you're meant to play go far in an FA Cup, or if they're in the Champions League and they're still in it, or anything like that, it's going to be impossible. It's going to be impossible to fit in.
Or worse yet, if you're in a relegation fight and you've got to play 2 games in 48 hours. We've seen that done before.
Yeah, Absolutely, yeah. Sure, wasn't there
You
one
know, the
there?
likes of
Wasn't there
a
one there a
Burnley
couple
or
of
something
seasons
like
ago?
that.
United. When United
Had
running going for the FA
4
Cup
games
and the
in 9
Europa
days or
League,
something.
and yeah, and they were like literally saying you're going to have to play twice in fucking 36 hours or something. It was
No, I
ridiculous.
think they had to play 4 games in 9 days, be
Yeah,
it between domestic cup, making up a
league.
league game that they had to play, Europe game,
Yeah,
and another domestic cup replay or something. I can't remember. It was somewhat fucking weird.
yeah, exactly.
But
We just have to do our business.
yeah, I just want to keep playing as many games as we can on time when we're supposed to play them. The horror for us, for me personally, is I think, just for example, our Spurs game gets called off and it's to be played sometime in January
Yeah.
when Spurs are in a bit better shape. They've had a few weeks of the window
Yeah,
and
but the
our
thing
lads
is,
are
like,
away.
it can only be played when it suits both sides. You can't be
Yeah,
forced into
Liverpool.
it.
Yeah, no,
And Liverpool have
Liverpool
no
would.
windows at the minute, in the minute,
No,
because
there just
they're,
isn't at the minute.
the FA Cup hasn't started. They're still in the League Cup and they're still in the Champions League. So where do you
Yeah,
fit them in? Man of the match before we go into our field talk to finish.
I would have given it. I think I'd still will. I think I'll give it to Kanate. I thought
Okay.
Kanate was very, very good tonight.
Hmm. Yeah, fair.
Um, I was impressed with how he handled St. Max in the first half. Bear in mind, he's not really played much, and St. Max 1v1 is very tricky.
Hmm.
So he's wasteful. St. Max was wasteful in the first half. There was a chance where he could have slipped Fraser in for a
Yeah,
simple
down the left hand side. Yeah,
one. Yeah, for a simple 1v1. He went the other way. But I thought Kanate, with his passing, his distribution, his composure, never seen him once go to ground. Um, handled the physical stuff very well. There was a couple of times I thought he could have brought the ball down in his chest
hmm
and played a pass rather than head it.
and there was one where he tries to play a very kind of
A
intricate pass
threat,
in the midfield,
yeah, and it
and
wasn't on.
yeah,
But other
and
than
Klopp
that,
lets him know about it.
yeah, other than that, and he wasn't on his natural side. He was
Uh-huh.
on the left hand side. I thought he was very, very good
Yeah.
again.
The shouts for there's a lot shouts for
Oh,
Kanate.
yeah,
Red Soy says Kanate's a fair shout. Trent, our best attacking player. I thought Trent was a little bit wasteful, but do you know what? Let's give it to Kanate because I'll tell you why. I think he's looked a bit ropey at times when he hasn't been partnered by Van Dijk. He's brilliant at Old Trafford with Van Dijk. Brilliant.
yeah.
I think he's a bit ropey when he plays with Matip in the European game. Porto, I want to say it was. But today I thought, yeah, he looked good. He looked solid. Didn't do any. He was watching runners, which sometimes he gets. For me, kind of doesn't watch what's going on and kind of gets a bit lost. But um, today
He,
he was really really good. Trevor
yeah.
Villa is having beans on my pudding toasties tomorrow. Yeah, but you have to be off a sandwich maker. None of this fucking throwing on 2 bits of bread and hoping the toaster does it. It has to be a sandwich maker. So we're going with Kanate, are we?
Yeah, I'd go with Kanate, definitely. The only other one you could throw in, the Henderson was all right in the 6. Joel was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they were all right without anyone being above the parapet, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that was the way the whole 90 minutes went. That's where I say Veranda Cheese has a point where we allowed Newcastle to be better than what they are by us being all right. We
Mm-hmm.
did a job. We did enough without having to push ourselves. But I thought, yeah, the fact that he hasn't played in a long time, new partner, playing on the wrong side, did everything pretty well, and had a tricky winger to play against.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get pulled out of position where he normally does.
Yeah.
Gets pulled out into the wing a lot. No, I thought he was very good.
Good. Right, man, that's the game done. 3-1. Kanate man of the match. Trent bashing stuff in. Newcastle players getting hit in the shoulder, pretending it's their head. All that sort of stuff. People seem to be enjoying this show after the game, so we're going to keep it going. If they stop enjoying it, let us know and we'll stop. That's the fairest we can say. Now, field. Archie Doolan, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, top of the range. Gav, beans, puddings, toasties, the way forward. I follow the step by step. I'm a commie chef now. Cheers. Yeah, listen, it won't be bad. I'm telling you.
I tell you, do you know what you could do with that? Do your cheese toasty in the toaster, in the sandwich maker, and what have you. If you've got a grill at home,
Yeah.
get some grated cheddar cheese, throw the cheese over the top of it, under the grill for a few minutes, melt the cheese over the top of it, bit of brown sauce,
Yeah.
laughing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, listen, come here. That's Archie, right? Matt says this. Where do you see this? He says, his missus is from Clonakilty and has been force feeding black pudding to me since we met. How long ago is that, Matt? You're in fucking serious trouble if you're being force fed that for like fucking 10 years.
Clonakilty's all right, like, but there's better. There's better out there, man.
Jono says, Gav, we'll stop enjoying it if we lose 6 in a row. We won't stop enjoying it because we'll always have a laugh anyway. Yeah. We'll always find a way of having a laugh something. And being upbeat. And if we have to lash the team out, we will, but we'll have a laugh at the same time. I'm a bit worried for Matt because he's being force-fed fucking black pudding.
There's so many different ways to have the black pudding, though. The one thing I draw the line is black pudding with fish. You see people having black pudding and scallops and stuff like that.
I'll tell you what's beautiful.
That's too posh.
I'll tell you what's beautiful. If you ever have time, and this is a great thing when you've kids around the house or you're just fucking nothing to do, right? Pastry sausage rolls. Okay.
Yeah.
You'll find a recipe for making them. Now they have to be nice. Now none of the buy nice sausage meat and stuff like that, but mix the black pudding in with the sausage meat.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And you roll it up and you cut it into your sections, and then you get your pastry and you lay it all out and you put your little fucking things, your little like cylinders of fucking black pudding and sausage mixed together onto the pastry, wrap it up, cut it, seal them, put your little crosses on them and a bit of egg over the top, your bit of egg yolk, you mix an egg and then just use it as a glaze and then put it in the oven. And my fucking Jesus. Like, lads, I'm in bits here. I'll be going in and making this stuff now at 1 o'clock in the morning. And my missus will be going, what are you fucking doing? I'll be like, the lads in the pod were talking about black pudding and all. And she'll be like,
my missus does this thing with corned beef. She'll do Cornish pasty, but she'll do corned beef, mashed potato, carrots, onions.
Yeah.
In pastry. And
go on,
I'll tell you what, man. You can't beat it. That for your lunch, it rocks, man. It is absolutely the bomb. Absolutely.
Jenna Roke reckons Jamie Oliver would have a banger if he listened to this show. He probably would.
Yeah, but we don't do turkey twizzlers. These are proper. We're actually using.
If we keep this up, it'll be just me and you on the front of a packet, like somebody says there at Christmas, But no, genuinely, if sausage rolls aren't hard to make, it's literally like fucking just pastry sausage.
But the thing is, when you got sausage meat, you can mix whatever the hell you like.
Oh no, seriously, right? So with black pudding, right, and the sausage meat, you get your sausage meat and you decide, right. So say you want to make 12 sausage rolls, right? You split your sausage meat into 12, and then you cut a thing of nice white or black pudding into 12, and you literally just pair them all off, mix it all together in your hands, roll it up like a cylinder, sit it down the pastry, close it up, seal it, mix an egg in a cup and just use it as a glaze and in the oven. And like sausage meat only takes fucking 20 minutes to do. Once the pastry rises, and then you can get a short pastry where the sausage rolls are quite small, or you can get the puff pastry.
Yeah, I
don't like the puff pastry. I'd rather the small. I'd rather them thing. But unbelievable. Any Christmas specials coming up? Turkey sandwich tips. Yeah. So,
turkey sandwiches. Come here now. You have to get your turkey.
Yeah.
Your sausage meat stuffing.
No, well, I don't eat sausage meat stuffing.
No, this is for the sandwich. Turkey, sausage meat stuffing, onion relish,
right,
mayo,
yeah,
grated cheese, under the grill, bang, done.
Okay. Can I tell you what I do? Bonkers reckons we're sponsored by Black Pudding. And Tom Boland says, Gav and Kev, the Pudding Twins. It's better than the fucking Nolan
sisters. It got worse.
But the thing is, Kev and Gav, the cooking years, if you want us to stop, we will. We'll just go home. We'll stop now.
We are
like easy go make food now.
We'll just go get more cans.
So the Christmas turkey, right? Turkey, you can do turkey and ham. Doesn't really matter. No. But turkey sandwiches, right?
Yeah.
Batch bread.
Yeah.
Right? Batch bread. So people in Ireland know what batch bread is. And people outside of Ireland might not. Look it up. Brennan's batch bread, you'll see what it looks like. So batch bread, butter, loads. Throw as much butter as you want on it. Right? You get, I have the stuffing I get, my mother makes it. for all the family at Christmas. Sends it up, loads of it, and basically it's sage and onion. Right. So you put a layer of that on the bread, okay, and then I don't mind the cheese actually. The grated cheese isn't bad.
Yeah.
Put the grated cheese in that, and then your turkey over the top. Yeah, and then you have to put gravy on it. You fucking have to put gravy on it, right? Now, what you should do is you should actually mix your gravy and your stuffing in a cup before you spread it onto the bread, and then when you put your turkey on, a little bit more gravy. Some people like the Ballymaloe relish to go on it, like you said, a bit of relish.
Yeah.
But I'm all for that going under a grill then and being grilled and turned and grilled, so you end up with a toasted batch. It's toasted bread with your sage and onion stuffing mixed with gravy, your grated cheese, and your turkey on it, and it's absolutely fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
So that's my thing.
Ger, stop.
What's your?
Don't mind Pax.
No, Paxo was fucking
no, stop.
tenement. You can't be doing that.
Let me see. Be using Bisto as gravy. Just go away.
The last one I want to ask is from Dylan. So this is the last question.
Go on.
Is there any peculiar combos you'd like or know of? My girlfriend is a bag of fan of raspberry jam, banana, and King Crisp Sambo. Yeah, it looks at me weird when I put a 3-in-1. A 3-in-1, of course, is chips, curry sauce, and fried rice in a tray on bread. One of the best things you can eat is a 3-in-1 on bread. It's fucking unfucking believable.
Dylan,
have you any weird ones though, Kev?
I don't know, but Dylan needs to sit down and have a conversation with his girlfriend with that kind of a combination. Because you know
That's
yourself.
What she's into.
Yeah, but when a girl has those kind of weird kind of combination of food flavors, there's other questions that need to be asked.
Like, are you pregnant? Maybe, Dylan. Yeah.
Dylan, you might want to sit down.
Kieran says Dylan should just bang their P45 at her. No, I've no real weird. I'm
very traditional when it comes to
I'm quite a basic eater. I'll tell you what I do love though. Do you know like
No. Vase of flowers, no.
No.
I don't think I've had haggis yet.
Oh no, I haven't had haggis.
Stay the hell away from it.
No.
That's gone off black. That's gone off pudding.
What you call them things? Shredded chicken. They did it in the Chinese and all. The shredded chicken. It's in breadcrumb. Shredded chicken and breadcrumb.
Oh yeah.
Right. I love them. I love them with This is as fucking lavish as I go, or as weird as I go. I love them with a load of them with mayonnaise put all over them and cheese, and then I sit it in the oven for a minute, probably 3 or 4 minutes, and it comes out all melted on top, and it's amazing. David Lennon wants to know how many Michelin stars I've got. I'd give them back. I wouldn't be into that shite. Not around there. No. Dylan's having a breakdown. He says, whoa, when we mentioned the thing. Imagine Tato doing black pudding flavour crisps. I don't really like crisps that have weird flavours. You know, like they bring out like fucking chocolate and popcorn mixed together and all. I can't understand anyone that puts chocolate into popcorn when they're sitting in the cinema.
That's just wrong.
It is wrong.
No, when you have your sandwiches, look, decent cheese. Don't buy the cheap, nasty cheese. Buy a decent cheddar, nice onion relish, tomatoes, lettuce, mayo. That's it. There's no need to overcomplicate it. It's tried and tested. It works. Good.
Well, Dylan says, I just had a flashback of one of the 4 shows I commented on. Spoke about a fellow I work with who carried around a 5-litre drum of water. That was fucking amazing. What a funny night. That's actually if you go onto Spotify or your podcast apps or whatever, I think it was like Andy and Gaz's Big Chat Best Bits or fucking something like that, and that's on it. And it was fucking unbelievable. That was the night me and Andy
some of them were hilarious.
That was the night me and Andy had a massive row over water dispensers being on the warehouse floor, and I wanted Andy to drink DHL to verify, but look, that's how it goes. That's how this channel is.
Some of those nights we were in the chat, we were bursting.
Some of the fucking
absolutely tears laughing. Some
the only upshot of this, or the only good thing is, if the football gets called off, me and Andy be doing loads of Andy and Gav's random chats to pass the time, because we won't let you down. Kev, anything else before we go?
Nah, just tomorrow night will be myself and Chris, and I think there's someone from Mick from Copite is on with us tomorrow night. God knows what we're going to talk about. No fucking clue. But look, the way tomorrow is going to go with the COVID test and what have you, and with the Premier League, I'm sure we'll dig into that and see what Mick's got to say about it. The Ashes is going on still. Looks like Mercedes have given in on the appeal
Yep.
with the F1. That's done and dusted. Talk now is apparently Red Bull threatened to pull out of F1 if they overturned this decision.
Okay.
And Red Bull are mad enough to say, yeah, they would have.
Yeah.
And Mercedes just are sweating a bit now on whether Lewis Hamilton's going to carry on.
Okay.
So we'll get into all of that kind of stuff. And let's see, chicken mayo pickle toasty. Not bad, Ross.
Yeah,
It's
not
decent
bad.
show.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Decent show.
Right, that's Friday night. Nothing on Saturday. Sunday we will have this full-time Reds after Spurs and Liverpool, and then we will follow that up with the Fatback 4 on Sunday night, and then we're back into Christmas week, and anything could happen. I'm going to be honest with you. We are going to, in fairness, we're going to try to do up some sort of poster or information for people and post across our social media so you know what's going on. Because you're used to us being on nearly every night. There might be nights where we're off over Christmas, which is fair enough. But we'll
Make sure you got your bell icons on and for your notifications, guys. Go into your phones and check that your settings. Make sure your notifications for YouTube
are on.
Are on, and then when we go live, you'll know straight away. It'll pop up on your phone. You're laughing.
Yeah, like, subscribe, or share, or diffuse in the plug on your sandwich maker won't work. That's basically it. That has been the full-time Reds. Liverpool have beaten Newcastle 3-1 at Anfield. Next up is Spurs on Sunday at the fucking City of Tottenham White Hart Lane Stadium. I don't know what they call it. But that is on Sunday. And as I said, we have got shows tomorrow, and we have got shows on Sunday, and then into Christmas week, where we'll have a lovely time, having a lovely time with all of you. If we don't see you between now and Christmas, because people are busy, they are busy. Between now and Christmas, you don't get a chance to watch. Have an absolutely brilliant Christmas from all of us. Have a safe one. Have a happy one. Drink, be merry. Watch the fucking black pudding and the white pudding. Too much of it's not great for you. Just treat yourself one of the days over the Christmas. That has been it. Talk to you in a bit. Over now.